Hello to all you warriors of light out there. This is Crystal Tower Radio, Episode 8, Tales of Loss and Fire 4K. Joining me today, Kalera,
Hello.
Claude,
Hey!
and Jack.
Good evening.
How's it going, guys?
It's going.
Going.
So
It's
good.
going.
I'm tired of the cold and I'm ready for it to hit springtime.
No, I don't want spring.
I do.
I
Allergies.
don't need. Yeah, it's
I
all
would-
that, grass and tree, sex going on in the air. I don't need it in my nose.
I would take that over seasonal depression any day.
Speaking of grass, we've got some things to talk about today. Like
We do.
everything that happened in Live Letter 68 this past Friday.
Ooh,
The wild,
yes.
it was a much different live letter than we had been accustomed to.
Yeah, it was. But first off, we're Savage rating now.
Congrats.
Yes.
Yes, congrats is an apropos word here.
We have not cleared anything yet.
But we saw Enrage,
Yes, we did.
so I think that's a really good thing.
Now you guys just got to figure out how to deal with fourfold shackles. That's our big
I'm
hang up
on.
right now.
Yes, we've wiped more to that on that last night than basically any other mechanic. And once we nailed
Really?
Intemperance, we were seeing fourfold shackles more often. But we were all generally having a trouble, identifying our debuffs and getting in the right position because people were still on top of each other or where other people were supposed to be, and so half the raid would die from the first chains that went out, and then everyone else would get all the other chains.
I think the mechanic's super easy.
It's
It is.
supposed
Yes.
to be.
It's supposed to be.
It's just that, so, for me, for example, I thought that, okay, I know what color I am and what time I'm at, and I know where I'm supposed to go. And then someone else went there. So then I freaked out, and I'm like, okay, maybe I wasn't supposed to be there. And then I looked at my thing again, and I'm like, oh, I have different colored chains. I think I was wrong. Where do I go? And then we died.
And then everybody's dead.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that stubborn raider mind where if you go to your spot, it's gonna be your spot.
Yeah, you just got to be like, this is this is my hole. This is where I'm supposed to
Yeah,
go.
so where
No,
I'm
no,
supposed to be-
because
This hole
So,
was made for
I-
me.
I did do that, and then I got called out because I was on the wrong spot.
Tell them that they can go fluke off, and that is your spot. And then if you cause a wipe, then you know it's you.
Yep.
Well, yeah,
So-
I did.
So hopefully by our next episode, we'll actually have P1S cleared.
Yes.
And then we
I
can
am
retire
on
forever.
P4S.
You're on P4S? How did you get
I'm
through
on
P3S
P4S.
with all that crazy lighting?
Very, very difficultly. That's how difficult it was. It broke my brain. Honestly, the fight is just a huge pain in the ass. It's not hard per se, but there are certain mechanics that are just I hate this fight. But P4S has a stupid mechanic that I am very upset with right now. So
What is it?
in the original, you have Pinax, where he shows
Yep.
red and then stack and stuff like that. Well, in the Savage version, he does one, so he'll show you knockback or lightning, and then he'll do stack or spread. Then after the first one, he'll do a second one, and the second one he decides he wants to do his sword and cape bullshit in the middle of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's not just the middle of because in the middle of the danger square is where you get
Yeah.
hit. No, that whole square does damage. So he essentially takes away a whole quarter of the field you can't go to.
Oh, you mean for when the mechanic actually fires off that entire quadrant?
That entire quadrant. Good. Yeah, it blows up.
Oh, I thought it did that already on normal. That's why
it
I always,
does.
whenever I got the poison one, I was always like, nope, don't want to stand where the poison is because that's going to do double damage. But I guess
No,
it's not the
I don't
case.
think it does.
Huh.
Hey, that doesn't sound too different than Shadow Doggy. I don't remember its name.
You don't remember Shadow right now. Shadow Doggy was just a bunch of east and west crap.
Yes. Well, no, there was also north and south, and sometimes the
Yeah,
whole half field.
It's great. I love
That
it.
was
I love
fun.
That fight. That fight was so much fun.
Was it?
Don't ever
Was
That
it
was
actually fun?
No,
that was.
it wasn't.
Be honest, was it actually fun?
No, that fight fucking sucked.
And there she goes.
That fight was really bad.
It was. I mean, you had the hardest job.
Calling
Really,
it out
you
is
did.
such a nightmare because it'll show you that he's cleaving south, but in reality he's cleaving north. And so your brain, and he does this consistently, like boom, 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 boom. So your brain has to think, okay, he's looking east, but in reality he's cleaving west. So I have to figure that out and then call that out in rapid succession.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It was.
Well,
It was fun because just sometimes I knew where it was supposed to go, and then other times I doubted myself and listened to Jack, and then it was.
a wife.
Nobody listens to me anyway, so it's fine.
No, I listened to you.
I know you did. Other people didn't. You know who they are.
Well, yes, but they try.
Yeah. Looking toward the future though.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have P1S cleared by the next episode, or at least before the next, the next major patch, 6.1, which apparently is going to have a bit more information divulged in early March with a release in sometime in April. So we got that info during the live letter recap, but a lot of the stuff that they were talking about was like a good amount of 7.0 planning and the future, and there was some juicy bits in there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that visual update. Oh man, there was so much good stuff in there.
There was a lot of good stuff, but then I'm like, I have to go upgrade my computer again.
Yep, I was about to say everybody's got to get their cards upgraded.
They did say the
2060.
requirements would change, and so everybody's got to start thinking ahead. You got like 2 years to get this done. But the I need to see it in action. Because it's so hard from static images, especially those close-up of character faces, to kind of understand how it looks collectively as a whole. They did show off the lighting, how the lighting is improved, and I thought that was really cool. Although I would love to see this game with ray tracing shadows, but that's another dream far away. But
that's pretty far off.
But they also mentioned that the game would feature improved animations, and they did not show any of that in action, so I do hope that we get to see that at some point. Because that is something that I feel like looks dated, is that the characters sometimes they're not stiff. They can clearly move around in very expressive ways, but it seems like they're limited to like how many actions someone can do at once, and like the way it's a game that was built in 2010 and the engine was updated in 2012. So like that's what we're running on. We're running on nearly a decade old software at this point.
Yeah, which they
Sir?
made a point to. They made a point to point it out that this is pretty old and it's gonna need some massive overhauls.
Dude, you don't know jank until you tried Lost Ark.
Oh God, I have not even tried Lost Ark yet.
I when the first few minutes of playing, I'm like, what happened to their hips? What happened to their bodies? Because it's moving around really weird. The backgrounds are amazingly beautiful, but yes, after watching that, I'm like, I think I'm gonna go back to 14 until I can just slowly ease myself into this, because it looked jank. 14 was looked smooth as butter in comparison.
I am actually impressed though with what they've managed to pull off in just a month time. Although that Dirt Blender was kind of horrifying to look at.
Oh yeah. The bait and
red
switch.
herring. The bait
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that Yoshi P was like, don't expect things to look like Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like, thanks Yoshi P, I wasn't, but I'm glad that you felt the need to point that out.
Yep, they definitely did throw a shout out to the recently released Horizon Forbidden West, which looks amazing. If you have a PS5, I highly recommend it.
But yeah, that lighting stuff that they showed off, when they showed off Titania, I was like, wow, that looks actually really good. And then they're going to be making changes to materials, metallics, like a
Yeah.
lot of interesting stuff that, like, by the time 7.0 comes around, hopefully everybody will have a chance to have purchased a better video card. I mean, I've been on a wait list for a 30 series for like 2 years now. So thanks EVGA for really, really keeping me up to date on my hardware.
Yeah, I've literally been telling people like just wait until the 4000 series are announced because literally they're gonna be announced like the end of this year.
Oh yeah,
Right, but they're still going to be hard to get because
yeah,
scalpers
Yeah, but
have seen they've seen the market. They know that they can get people to pay their ridiculous prices if they just be as aggressive as possible. There's no amount of stock that the GPU manufacturers could feasibly make to offset the aggression of the scalpers.
No, but what I mean is like try and get a pre-order of like the new 4000 series when they come out.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if you don't get it, then you should be able to get a 3000 series at some point in time, like because they're just gonna be focused on the 4000 series now.
hopefully. Just don't buy anything that's like been run through a Bitcoin miner.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those things get freaking wrecked.
Those things are, yeah, just awful. I would never want to
Yeah.
buy one of those.
No.
But yeah, there was like that grass though. I am stunned. I love that Yoshi was talking about like all the stuff that like about where the grass was bothering him too. And he's like, did the scenario like composers not like look at some of these shots where the grass just pops in?
Yeah, I feel really bad because I was making fun of WoW in their 9.2 update. They were like, we've made some pristine water. And I was like, wow, water? Man, I don't really care. And then UHP's like, look at this grass. And I'm like, come on, man.
You weren't like, yes, king.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just grass. Like, okay, come on. The grass does look good, but it's just like, I'm not going to be looking at grass when I'm playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to look completely different. It's not, and the thing is, it's not all going to be coming out in 7.0 either. It's going to be coming out like just patch after patch after patch. It's gonna take
Yeah, a lot of the things they were talking about like are going to be happening patch over patch over patch, like the changes to the trusts, the story flow for Realm Reborn. I
Thank
thought those
God.
were some interesting changes that they were going to make there, like
I believe
Prey and
these are-
Castrum.
Yeah, and I think these are coming out 6.1 actually. Some of them, I think.
Some of them, not all of them.
No, I think the
So-
trust system is coming out 6.1 though.
Yeah, but get your Cape Westwind runs in while you still can, since that's going away.
Yeah, for
Aw.
the sweet nothing.
It was always a pleasant surprise when it comes in as a trial roulette, and then you get the sprouts who haven't seen it before, and we're like, oh my god, no, not this, and like you try to scare them, and then you just rip right through it.
I feel like at this point though, people already know.
Yeah, people are.
Like even sprouts come in, they're like, we already know the meme's dead.
They also mentioned how, like, in order to have the trust work for the 2.0 series dungeons, they're getting rid of some stuff like the goop from Totoro.
Thank God, like, that thing was so. That literally is the worst part of that dungeon. Is that goop? 'Cause it just makes it so much slower.
Mhm.
Literally.
I don't know. I think having it in there and then taking it out kind of takes away some of the personality that the dungeon had, because I think that
I
those
disagree.
those original story dungeons that you had to do had like some personality to them that I think that can be lost in some of the sterile ways they build dungeons now.
True. They really don't include. Like, it is very
No.
much a roller coaster ride through a dungeon these days.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically just like walk, 2 packs of enemies, boss. Walk, 2 packs of enemies, boss. Like they're very structured, and there isn't a whole lot in them to like break that up. Like nothing like Never Reaps. Like zip lines that they had, and then you had to destroy like the balloons
Dropping
with
off the
enemies
eggs.
in them. Yeah, there was stuff that they were doing in dungeons that they don't do anymore. When was the last time we got a dungeon like Bardom's Metal that just straight up just had a boss that was like dodging mechanics and not fighting?
Yeah, it made me kind of realize that they only wanted to use dungeons as like a thing for story, and that's about it.
Which is fine.
Mm.
I'm not saying that I don't enjoy them. It's just dungeons to me at this point where we're at now don't have a lot of shelf life as far as being something that I remember.
I agree.
Not like I remember the 1 through 50 dungeons.
Yeah.
Like those dungeons stick out more to me now because of the quirks and the unique ways that they were built. Like Aurum Vale. Like when was the last dungeon that we had that was an actual challenge like Aurum Vale was when it was live? We don't. We haven't gotten that.
No, but they did mention that they were going to do this this criterion change for dungeons, and I'm curious as to how that's actually going to shake out. Like,
Yeah,
can we
exactly.
go back and can we go back
Yeah.
and do some of these dungeons, but at like a level cap? Like, I want some more information on that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm waiting for.
somebody asked him a while ago if he was ever going to do like Mythic Plus dungeons, and his answer was pretty vague about it.
I think we'll get them at some point. Just like
Yeah.
we're going to get finally a third deep dungeon in the later patches. I think they said 6.3 for that. So
Yep.
there's
6.2
there's a
Starbucks.
lot of stuff that I'm
Yeah,
interested in seeing.
this is the. I'm pretty sure this is the first like true roadmap of a patch cycle that we've seen. Because normally at the time they just like live letter.
No.
Here's everything coming in the next patch. I've never seen him go like boom 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 like this in live letter.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
because you were just a little one before.
Yeah.
No, they
But no,
did.
when-
I mean, like when they were going to go into a Realm Reborn, they did.
Well,
have
that
concrete-
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that probably makes sense why they did it this time is because it's going to be a whole new arc story. The game is going to be
Yes.
different than what we're playing now. So it makes sense that they're going to be doing that stuff.
I cannot wait for this 6.1 patch live letter, though. I am so eager to see like where we're going
A lot of stuff's coming.
for the 24 man. Like I just
Ultimate.
want Ultimate. What else is coming in 6.1? We got Hildebrand again.
Hildebrand's coming back, which I'm so happy about because we haven't seen it in like what 2 expansions.
And Tataru's Grand Endeavor.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that one too. We also get Animal Crossing.
Yeah. The first round of that.
Yep.
I'm not keeping my hopes up because I don't know what to expect and I don't want to get disappointed.
Oh, from Animal Crossing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
think
expecting
that
anything super.
it would be, like it'd be too much to expect it to be like a robust like island sim. Like that would be crazy if they managed to make it like a really fun side piece of content that was really robust. Like that's awesome. But if you expect it, then you're going to be disappointed, I think.
Yep.
What's also interesting is the stuff that came up like in questions. Like we know we're getting our Garlean, or not our Garlean, our Ishgardian housing soon, and people are already asking about Charlayan housing.
Which
Let
I
Yoshi
am,
P rest, guys.
Listen, I'm interested in some Charlotte housing. Don't get me wrong. Except it won't be. It won't be Charlotte housing. It will be housing on the moon because remember we had that cutscene where
Hey!
you know, I want to send in a housing district and it's like, oh, it's broken.
I want Loperitz housing.
If I can't move the FC house to Ishgard, I'm going to shoot
You'll-
for the moon.
You'll hold
I don't
out for
think
the
that.
moon.
I don't think there's any way. I'm not trying to like be like, oh, like there's no way we're not gonna be able to get a house, but like we pretty much have a system of like just spreading everybody out to find a house as soon as possible. Like,
Yeah, except it's going to change in 6.1 to a lottery system.
oh my god, I forgot about that lottery system. It's so dumb. I hate it. This is one of the. This is the one thing about Final Fantasy I don't like. I don't like the housing system. I don't like the way they've been doing it. I just think it's bad overall, and I think they should just completely change it.
Right, and the thing about it is like it kind of favors larger FCs because, you know, everybody in the FC can try to apply for the plot and enter the lottery for it. But if an
Yeah.
FC has like, 150 members versus ours, which is like, 12, who's going to have a better chance of winning that house or that plot?
I could probably go on like a 2-hour rant about why I hate the housing system in this game.
Oh, I'm sure we all could.
And it's not. I'm not mostly putting the blame on Yoshi P for it, obviously, but it's just like instance housing would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Lost Ark has instant housing, and it's great.
That's why I think that's why they're giving us Island Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lost Ark isn't really housing; it's a stronghold. It's an island.
Yeah, it's a stronghold. Yeah.
So I think that's what they're trying to do, is give us Island Sanctuary to make up for their misgivings on instance housing.
Oh. But I do hope we get a house in Ishgard housing, because I'm very excited to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What do you guys think of like the patch cycle being extended? I honestly don't care. I don't think it's really that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think adding 2 more weeks on is not a big deal. Like
I'm
not
totally
gonna,
okay with it.
I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, 2 whole weeks I have to wait.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. They can take whatever time they need to get these patches out. I mean, especially when you consider like how much more content they're adding, and like how much more work they're putting into this stuff. So
I agree.
that doesn't bug me. The other thing to think about though is, like when it comes to some of the story elements, somebody's busy working on Final Fantasy XVI and not Final Fantasy XIV.
Correct.
Koji, where you at, dog?
Koji.
So
I
I didn't see this. Is he off Final Fantasy 14 for now and doing exclusively 16?
Yes. Correct.
Oh wow, I did not know that. Which would explain. Now this goes back to my conspiracy theory, but this would explain why he wasn't in the Footfalls, music video.
Mm-hmm.
Because
yeah, he was not in it at all.
Sad.
Also, I think that's included with the soundtrack that gets released next week. Oh man, my order got debited. I'm ready. Send it over.
I am so ready.
Watch,
Just
don't worry. They'll just put out they'll put out another album that's signed.
Yeah, right. Oh god, don't do that again. Please don't do that again. Speaking of which,
will forever hold that trophy that I was right.
you're welcome to hold that grudge. I actually agree with you in that one. I was gonna say, looking at the soundtrack for Death Unto Dawn, I don't understand their naming system. So I got the Blu-ray, right? I popped it in, and it's like, here's the MP3 data, and here's like a little index file that you can open, and it takes you, to your browser. You click on them, you can just download them. You could just extract the zip files, like directly through the file system, but then you look at the folders, they are named DUD_1 through 6, and then the tracks are named DUD_1 through 84. Like, that's the most crazy way of tagging things. Like, good luck tracking the stuff down. Brain exploded. Just, like, looking at this, I'm getting mad looking at it. So I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? Whatever, just give me the new soundtrack already.
Someone apparently thought it was a great idea.
Somebody did. And then I will listen to Close in the Distance on repeat for hours upon hours upon hours. Speaking of which,
you'll get sick of it.
I will never get sick of that song. Speaking of which, though, the community, specifically one person, Alex Mukala, who is doing some great musical work out there these days, he is putting together a massive project where he gets people singing Close in the Distance, and he wants to create like this giant kind of just community version of it, and I think that's awesome.
He already did something similar to that, not a while ago, but like whenever
he hinted at it, but yeah, like he's actually got like instructions out now and how you can contribute. We'll probably post a link to that on Twitter.
Yeah, he's got a video. I don't know. I don't think it's Closing the Distance. I don't think it is. But he's got one of like several. Is it Closing the Distance? Okay.
Yeah. When you look at the video and the instructions, it does like show. It has, there's one video where, well, first you have to watch the introduction, and then it shows you like where to download basically the tutorial, and it has like 3 parts to it, and then in those 3 parts, there's like one of them was, I think, a low chorus or high chorus. I can't remember exactly, but you can sing either with him or with just the lyrics and the piano going. So there's, two choices that you can make for which part you wanted to sing and how you wanted to sing it.
Okay, but where's the version that gives me like the vocal like as if it was a Guitar Hero track? That's like the only way I can follow vocals. Otherwise, it's gonna be horribly off key.
like karaoke.
Yeah, like give me the karaoke / rock band version of it. Otherwise, it's gonna sound awful.
I agree with you there. I was kind of like, I don't know if I can do this. And I was just listening to him. And I'm like, poor guy, you sound like you're straining.
I don't know. I'm incredibly self-conscious, but at the same time, I really would like to participate in this, so I might do it.
Yes.
And I think that would be a cool thing to be a part of, especially just because like that track, still hits me right in the Kokoros.
Right in the Kokoros.
Right in the Kokoros.
I think I definitely, if I can get it, it's because the due date is soon. It's February 25th.
Oh,
Hopefully
snap! That's
I
like,
can,
oh no, this is gonna be over, or this won't be out in time for people to actually find out about it. Well, hope you participated.
Yes. Hopefully, we can get this out before then so people can participate.
Got to get that quick turnaround.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what else have you guys been up to in game lately?
Nothing, because I
Yeah.
have to beat Horizon Forbidden West before Elden Ring comes out, and this ding dong just wants to play Baldur's Gate 3.
Sure do. Because we got a new class and it's great.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's actually like really fun.
I knew I was gonna set off something by mentioning that. I was about to say,
Yeah,
I actually haven't been in game lately much either, just because I've been playing Cyberpunk now that whatchamacallit, now that next gen
Next
update is out.
gen.
And I also got like an itch to start playing Earthbound again. So I started playing that, and I'm like through Tucson right now.
Oh, I really should play that game. Like I think I've started it, but I haven't like beaten it.
You've never...
No, I've never
Yeah.
played it through. So like I've got the Super Nintendo, the SNES Classic. I've got that, and it's just kind of sitting around. But like,
But now that it's on Switch Online, you have even less of a reason.
well, I mean, if I was gonna play it, I would just hook up the SNES Classic and just play it on that. I wouldn't like put that on my Switch. Not that sounded weird. Like, oh, I don't want that touching my Switch.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
like, like if I was gonna hook it up, it was like if I was gonna play Final Fantasy VI, like I would just play the Final Fantasy III version, just hook up the Super Nintendo Classic and just roll with that. You know what I mean?
Right. Speaking of which, Pixel Remaster is out this week as well.
Yes, it is.
Oh, God, there's too much stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I
I'm
actually...
still trying to-
Because this week is Elden Ring. I think
Mhm,
the week
Friday.
after that, I think is actually like a light week. Then the week after that is Gran Turismo and
Triangle
Project
Strategy.
Triangle Strategy. And then like I think a week after that is something else. And then now they're-
Stranger of Paradise on the 25th.
Yeah. Stranger of Paradise,
It-
and then Chrono Cross Remastered. Like, oh God, my brain.
The
There's too much
Radical
It is
stuff.
a-
Dreamers Edition.
It is a very good thing that it seems like it'll be a while before we get 6.1. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Before we-
another thing. Did we mention that that they're extending the patch?
Yes.
The patch cycles are getting stretched out. Did we say
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where are you
They
at?
are now a
I
4-month
know.
cycle instead of a 3.5.
Yeah, this guy doesn't even
Okay,
listen.
good. I listen kind of sometimes.
I'm still trying to beat Persona 5, so I'm still getting there.
So
Oh.
Yeah,
it's
but
a
you're
good
close.
thing. So that way, we won't get too off topic. So we should probably, end here.
So we can get back to those games, and so that way we can,
Oh, yeah.
We all got
Focus.
stuff to do.
Oh man.
and focus on Savage.
Yeah, I'm starting to hit with Persona 5. I'm starting to hit that JRPG burnout I always get with just JRPGs, and I don't know why. And
Well,
No, you can't. You're
we-
so close. You're so
I-
close.
I know. I'm gonna finish it, but like I did it with Tales of Arise. I think I've done it with like a few other ones. I did it with Three Houses, Fire Emblem.
Where you get like 90% done, and then you just feel like burnt out and you don't want to finish
Yeah,
it.
and I just don't finish it, and it's just like, oh god. And it's
You
not
know
that I
what
don't
game did
enjoy them.
that?
I love them. It's just like, Jesus, they go on forever.
You know what game did that for me recently was whatchamacallit?
I haven't
Bravely
finished
Default
Dread
2.
yet. I haven't finished Dread.
You haven't finished Dread? Oh,
No,
man.
I haven't finished Metroid Dread. I'm just sitting right near the last boss.
The-
I want to
what's
clear
on
out
Okay.
the map.
Let's
Calla, what's
go
on your
wrap
pile of
this up.
shame? No, we want to know what's on your pile of shame. Come on.
What's on my pile of shame is nothing because I have decided not to purchase any more games unless I know I'm going to finish it because I haven't finished
Yeah, I know.
several games.
Smart. Very smart.
There's been my friends have wanted me to buy like several games, and I'm like, we're gonna play this for like a week, and then we're gonna quit.
Yeah, I ended up
Exactly.
buying Project Zomboid, and I played it like 4 times, and I regret it.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, with that, I think, yeah, we can wrap it up here. Calla, shout-outs.
So if you want to go reach us or follow us, stalk us, that kind of thing, you can follow us at on Twitter at CT Radio XIV. If you want to shoot us an email, questions, comments, concerns, that can also be at ctradioxiv@gmail.com. And if you want to check out our website, it is ctradioxiv.com. You see a trend
Right
here?
on. I think there's a trend there. All right,
Okay,
cool. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thanks,
We'll see you
everyone.
next time.
See ya.
See you next time.